have no men. And guess what? I'm okay with that. I'm fine with that. I don't need no men. I'm young. They always say your 20s is the best days of your life, baby. And I'm going to have a motherfucking ball. I ain't gonna be on a roller coaster.
A lot of women nowadays are just too masculine. They're too masculine.
Now that's the biggest loaded turd I ever heard. Masculine. Sounds to me you're a little afraid that we don't need you no more. Ooh. There we go. There's some masculinity for you.
People stay screaming being ghetto not cute. Like I'm trying to be ghetto. Bitch, I'm from East St. Louis. Like, fuck. I'm myself. Shit. What y'all want me to do? Be somebody who I ain't?
Buy a dog and die alone.
System malfunction.
Being ghetto not cute. Like I'm trying to be ghetto. Bitch, I'm from East St. Louis. Like, fuck. I'm myself. Shit. What y'all want me to do? Be somebody who I ain't?
Yeah, honestly, we might want you to be something that you ain't, because what you are, or what we're looking at, is not very pleasing. The attitude, the piercings, the full command of ebonics, the obesity. The wig hat for me is probably the number one thing, and the overweight. Being something that you ain't might start to work in your favor, because everything you are, there's only a certain population that's going to be attracted to that. I think that certain population won't be attracted to that for long, so you might qualify for the 2-week or maybe 3-week insurance plan where you get 2 to 3 weeks of pump and dump before you get your walking papers and get sent on your way. I don't know what this lady thinks. I mean, she's walking down the street with someone else's hair on her head that is almost bleached blonde. So if the circus is in town, she might want to go try and fill out an application, but in all reality, who's going to take this woman seriously? And as the Godfather says,
buy a dog and die alone.
I don't have no men. And guess what? I'm okay with that. I'm fine with that. I don't need no men. I'm young. They always say your 20s is the best days of your life, baby. And I'm going to have a motherfucking ball. I ain't gonna be on a roller coaster.
wow, the whole entire 20s? That's like a whole decade. I guess that would be enough time to get that thing completely blown out, get all the elasticity ripped out of it. So by the time you do decide to sit down and settle down with somebody that you really, really like, for him, it's gonna be like throwing a tic-tac down a hallway, because nothing's gonna be there. He's gonna become the tampon to soak up all of the trauma from your past relationships, all the distrust, all of the I'm not gonna allow that to happen this time energy. And what you don't know is that he already knows, just based on how you move, what you've been through. He's gonna compartmentalize you where you need to be, and 9 times out of 10, that's not someone who he wants to share a long-term relationship with. You'll be for recreational use only. I would imagine that you would be privy to a limited warranty as well in this situation. Even though this girl, she's a good-looking girl, probably also has someone else's hair on her head, because I strongly believe that this is just a standard costume for African-American women. If you happen to come across an African-American woman with no wig, that's an outlier. That is definitely an anomaly. In today's world, that's almost like looking at a unicorn. And sadly, it just seems like they can't see more than 5 to 10 years in front of them. They don't know how to set themselves up where they have a more comfortable life. They live for tomorrow, and they can only see what's right in front of them.
Buy a dog and die alone.
world really is an interesting place, or more so the people that are in it. Look at this girl. She has like 7 to 10 piercings in her face alone. Again, we got another wig hat wearer. Could you imagine if she took that wig off her head, what she would look like? You ever seen Buckwheat from The Little Rascals? That's what I imagine most of the time. I always wonder if you decide to date a girl like this and you decide to have her meet your family members, maybe your mom, your dad. Do these girls think that it's okay to go meet your parents with all of these piercings in their face? Or do they have enough decency to say, I need to remove this and present myself like a lady? I mean, I don't know. I think modern times, the concept of what a lady is out the window. That stuff has been tossed in a blender, ground up, and no one can even recognize it anymore. I mean, also, what happens if you want to have like an intimate relationship with this person? Maybe one time, maybe you guys are, getting hot and heavy and you want her to do some oral work, right? Some oral sex. Does she have to take out all of these piercings out of her lip? That stuff might get in the way. Just knowing or feeling like something might poke my Johnson. I mean, honestly, it may not even get there. It may be just baby weenie the whole time, because all I'm gonna be thinking about is something poking me, man. Just think about that, or don't think about it. But anyways. And then we got the nails. All these little clickly, colorful nails. I mean, how does this girl take care of her hygiene? She has to go wipe at some point when she goes to the restroom. Can she do that effectively with these nails? I think not. So just imagine how unsanitary this person is, and the guy who decides to date this person and choose to be intimate with this. I don't know.
Buy a dog and die alone.
Hey, y'all, come look at this.
And now you're looking at a true Decepticon. This girl is about to morph into something completely different. And the craziest thing about it is that once she does this transformation, in her mind, she's walked through a completely different portal, and she believes that what she's looking at in the mirror is actually her. But as I've said in previous videos, we know that the rubber meets the road when she's all alone in bed at night and she really has to think about who she really is. This isn't her. So the insecurities and the self-hate is real. Anybody who has to go through these links, all this glue, all these chemicals, right? This is a safety hazard by all means. If the fire department was to come and do an inspection on this girl's head, he would probably tell her, listen, you can't walk too close to a microwave. Be very wary of sparks or any place where you might find something that might ignite, because you're in danger. I think once a person has gotten this far, they're already in danger with themselves. Again, I've said in previous videos, girls who do this, wear these wigs, try and hide their true selves, these are imposters.
Buy a dog and die alone.
I don't know, y'all. I just feel like there's certain things as a woman that you can do, but if a man does it, it's just like, ew. Hear me out. Number one, being your own lock screen. If you're a woman, it's like, oh, you know you that bitch. You know you that bitch, yeah. If you're a man, it's just like, why are you such a narcissist? Why are you obsessed with yourself? The fuck? Number two, knowing your astrological chart. Because if you're a woman, it's like, ooh, you're so fun and cute. That's why you a Taurus? Yeah, I knew you wasn't bad for no reason. If it's a man, it's like, why? How many bitches have you fucked with? Like, you're such a whore. Number three, being messy. If you're a woman, it's like, why would you let her talk to you like that? You go for that? If it's a man, it's like, why the fuck are you so unemployed? Like, get a job. You got too much time on your hands. I'm sorry. No shade though.
Yeah, the double standard. Unfortunately, I didn't understand anything this woman had to say. Her first point was being your own lock screen. I don't really know how to make sense of that. And then the second point was her astrological chart. I'm not a big astronomy horoscope reader. I did that at one time, actually, when I was in like junior high school. So I guess that might explain her mental capacity and where she is in her mind as a person, still in an adolescent stage. And then the last part was being messy. Again, a bunch of jibber jabberish. I don't know what this woman's talking about. What I do know is that she was another wig hat wearer. seems to be a trend here. But this one here has a little extra sauce. If you look just above her top lip, it's like, you know, that old school mustache, that real thin. I mean, is that a mustache or is that just the sloppy way in which she has done her lipstick liner stuff? I don't know. How does she see the world looking at her? I think she needs to take those 3 points, write them all down in her journal, and make an appointment at some place where they can sit her down and talk to her softly.
Buy a dog and die alone.
There's no puzzle to this one, just short and sweet. Let's strike up a conversation down in the comments section. I really want to get y'all's take on this. When you look at women who move this way, could you see yourself in a long-term relationship with an individual like this? Do you quickly come to the conclusion and just chalk this up for a loss? And then I do have some parting words for the ladies. Ladies, listen, somewhere this has been lost on you. You don't really realize just how much power you have in these relationship dynamics. You are the single most important factor that makes him decide whether or not he's gonna be with you long term and then eventually put a ring on your finger. I know we dig in about, you know, the wig hats and the long tarantula eyelashes and the raptor claws. We really don't like that as men. We have an imagination where we can actually see the beauty beyond that. But we do realize that internally, you have some things that you really need to deal with. Because by the looks of things, it seems like you're having a difficult time seeing the beauty beyond that. Everyone's always asking, why do black men or men of color date outside their race? You guys give reasons for, oh, you know, they have a different texture hair, or maybe their preference skin color is different. That has nothing to do with it. Sure, people like what they like, but these women come with innate characteristics that harness positivity and nurturing when it comes to relationships. They understand the differences between men and women, and they do all that they can to make that man feel like his place is needed, and he does vice versa. But when you look at African American relationships in particular, from my vantage point, it seems like it's a battle. It's a war to the end. No one's gonna make any concessions. It's gonna be what I want, whether you like it or not. And as we know, successful relationships just don't work out that way. Whether it's personal, whether it's professional, or whether it's within your family, there is always give and take. Either you're gonna realize that sooner or later, or you're gonna find yourself walking down a life path that is just full of loneliness, sadness, major insecurities, and no companionship. Essentially living the complete opposite of what was by design. Find the nearest mirror and look into it and make a decision. Or just make sure you live close enough to a PetSmart or a Petco and
buy a dog and die alone.
System malfunction.